Hey, what's going on? Kellen over here with the Free Man Podcast. Freedom is what it's all about. And let's talk about being free and really tap into the loneliness part of being free. Because while you're free to go travel, you're traveling the globe, you're working day, night, stopping when you want. A lot of people that are not. They're working. They have a 9 to 5, or they have a swing shift, or whatever their case may be. And excuse the sweat, fresh off the workout. Check me out, Kellen Cash on Peloton, bike or run, it doesn't matter. But yeah, going back to the loneliness. Even to be able to work out when you want to, there's that free man, free woman, freedom that you have. And sometimes your friends are virtual, that you're high-fiving, maybe you're video conferencing on there talking to, because everybody else is in their bag. And the other people who may be free like you might have a total opposite schedule or may not be available. And that's something you really have to kind of tap into, because you have to be also mindful of the people who are so free and they're entrepreneurs, meaning they're trying to do a business, they're looking for this big payday, but they're going to try to attach themselves to you, and they're going to try to act like, hey, I'm able to do what I want. And I know people who sometimes they do DoorDash or they do Uber so they can talk, or they're truck drivers. Man, I'm telling you, when I was on the truck back in the Gap, I could talk all day long, and I would be talking about my business, or I'd be listening to audiobooks, trying to learn how to get here, how to bounce back, in real life, because life can, you can have these, right? You're gonna have these in life, but and they're gonna always look different sometimes. But people can talk when they're mobile, but you're trying to think and be creative, and you can't always talk to the people that you even want to talk to about what they want to talk about, because they're what I call time suckers, like vampires. They want to just, they want to use your energy to boost them up. And your energy, you got to protect your peace. You got to protect what energy you give to people. Some people, in my case, being a consultant and people asking, hey, how do you fix this problem? How do you fix that? Give us your ideas. You have to be mindful, because the day that you give somebody an idea that they take and they didn't have a full concept of it and didn't know how to do it, they start looking at you like, hey man, your idea didn't work, but you're not a client of mine. So again, the loneliness factor of it, the day starts with God and you, and it ends with God and you. But in between that, who you give your time to. And of course, therapy never hurt anybody. I never heard therapy killing anybody. Just getting your mental health right, because there's going to be people who will, the closest people to you, are going to judge how you're doing life. And people will count your money for you quickly, and that's why things get lonely. And that's why people who have a couple coins deal with certain people who aren't going to ask them for money. I cannot tell you, traveling for the 20 plus countries that I've seen, how many friends and people you meet, but you also have people out of the blue, especially now with WhatsApp and Telegram bots. Every day somebody asking you for money. Every day someone wanted to be closer. They wrap it up in so many things, and so many, they try to, all these scams, and just too much. So you have to learn how to say no, which when you tell people no and they thought you were going to be a lick, again, somebody you might thought was a friend, not a friend in the end. So how to deal with that? You got to have a good circle of people. Watch who you call friends. You got your online friends, you got your personal friends, but really watch who you call family, because it's the family, that's the people that you can really, pour into, and they pour into you. And your family doesn't have to be blood. It's good if it is blood, but again, not everybody's going to understand your lifestyle. Not everyone's going to even be able to talk to you. You're not going to be able to talk to everyone, because the stuff you say is going to sound weird. Like, I ask people, say, oh, I wanted to go to name a city. I said, oh, why didn't you go? And then they look at me like, and some people will tell you, oh, I haven't had the money, or I haven't had the time, even more, or this happened in my life and I'm caretaking for somebody. And it's like, oh, okay, to each his own. But it's like weird, because if I want to go somewhere, I think about it. Sometimes I write the vision down, make it plain, And somehow when you put your focus on that and something is going to work, it's going to work. It might not work in the time that you want it to work, but it's going to work. So that's the game on how to deal with the loneliness. Watch your circle, watch it. Also, read books on other people. There's so many books on. I'm about to start Black Founders book because it was recommended to me by the best therapist there in Florida. Holler at me if you want Reggie's name and information. Out of Tampa. But I like to read. I like to hear the audiobooks. I like to hear, speeches. I like to go back to history. I like to see what the future is. So I consume a lot of my time like that, where I'm not needing to constantly always be on, because sometimes you gotta turn it off. You want to always be on, but when you can turn it off, it's good. For those, if you know, you know. When you're on stage, whatever your stage is, right? There's people at Costco right now with inside the things, they're presenting something. That's their stage. They got the microphone on, same way that Tony Robbins is doing it. They're just doing it in different places, and one may be getting ready to go to the next level, whatever that may be. But again, the loneliness factor, it can be lonely because not everybody can understand. And you have to understand, just because somebody is pretending to be in your space or to pretending to make a certain amount of money, you guys know the whole six figures. Everybody's six figures. John Haberkamp, childhood friend of ours. Remember when he told us, 2 decades ago, he's like, man, I'm a six-figure dirty garbage man. And, when I was in college, like, you make six figures being a garbage man? Really? They didn't tell us that, right? That's California, though. It's California. Yeah, I bet they do pay the garbage man six figures. Cops can get that too. Firefighters can get that, what the overtime is. And then it's how do you put your life into perspective. But the loneliness factor of being at the top, even if you're a garbage man, even if you're a lawyer, even if whatever that profession is, it can be like, oh man, I'm lonely, but you got to tap in. I got a good circle of entrepreneurs. That's why I do the Diversified Game podcast, to hear people's stories. I love to hear them because no matter how much money you think you're making, there's always higher heights, and there's always, to learn from people who are still on their way and the people who've already made it. Just please believe this. Money never made nobody. Money never made anybody. We have seen money kill people. Like, people can't handle it. And if you're struggling right now, it might be hard to understand because all you need is money. But yeah, the stress can kill. The money can kill. People do weird things when they feel, I could end all of this for all of you right now. It can be done. I'm always here to give you some encouraging game. Keep to your prayers. For those of you who say, I can't pray, whatever you want to call meditation, whatever you want to call it, vacation, disconnecting, tapping into the right circle. That's the difference between the winners and the losers. It's the team that's around them. And same thing, you see it with women, right? They can't pick a good one, and they have the constant of just flow of dating and marriage and divorce and kids and more kids and ain't no daddy around. It's all about the team. And men do the same thing. They got a baby mama here, baby mama there. Oh, I got money, it don't matter. And it does matter when you see the seeds and you reap what you sow. So you guys, to handle loneliness, stay in, tap in. If you need to book some time, go ahead and book some time. All my contact information is on the page. Be blessed, y'all. Share the game, like it, subscribe.